track limits. Obviously we run on strict corner cutting, so I think there's going to be a fair few penalties, and especially invalid laps in qualifying as well.
Sorry, I was going to ask that. I just seen something on Twitter that I'll mention a little bit later. But actually, I'll mention it now. I've just read that unfortunately Murray Walker's just died. So
Oh wow, that's really sad news.
That's awful.
Most iconic commentator of all time, in my opinion.
Yep, I agree.
That is really sad news to find that out. We will dedicate these streams tonight in honour of Murray Walker, or Sir Murray Walker.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we can put on a good show for him at least.
Looking forward to qualifying.
Well, it's nice and dry, so you'd like to think it'd be good to watch. I mean, we did a qualifying yesterday in RPR around the wet. I thought if it didn't feel too different from the dry, it's just in the traction zones really, and the whole of the end of Sector 1, start Sector 2. It's probably the hardest track to be on rails and not invalidate as well. So it's going to be quite a tightly contested qualifying session, that's for sure.
Yeah, great. I'm just waiting for the two drivers with qualifying bans to retire, Dom 15 HD and Critical Divide, but neither of them have done it yet.
It's Tompa, looks like he's heading out. Current championship leader.
Does indeed. Yeah, that's Moggs who's decided to throw on a medium tyre, same with Freaky Grim. You say Critical Divide quali ban, Chris?
Yep.
He's driving out onto track.
Oh no. Dom has done the right thing.
Yeah, well,
Divide has been told in chat to retire, and he has just pulled off the track there at the way of King Wolves. Sorry, of Tompa.
He's been told prior as well, so there's no real excuse. I think if he goes round, it's only going to make his situation worse for next round. Initial reaction, anyway.
Yeah.
It's actually Magusi that's the first car on track. He must have overtaken Tompa on the outlap. We'll stay with him.
I think.
I think he actually got on track first because Tompa's the last, the closest to pit entry, isn't he? So although Tompa got out of the garage first, Magusi was first on track. But
yeah, I stand corrected. You are completely right there.
I think.
Right.
Yeah, he's about to start his lap time now, isn't he? But as Divide's not coming into the pits, so I guess that's not what you want to see. I don't know about you, Chris, but I think he may have just booked himself a quali ban for Vietnam.
I think he's booked himself a race ban.
Oh, race ban, yeah. Fair enough.
I would have to agree there.
Didn't want to be.
It's blatantly disregarding the rules, and it's clear he's not read any of the messages that were sent for the past few days really. But we need to move on. Magusi 33.5 first sector, still valid.
Any early pole predictions? Time and driver?
I'm not sure time, but drivers I think it's the usual lot. You got Tompa, you got High Rise, Divide's normally up there, but obviously he's not. He shouldn't be counted. I don't think if he does get pole or any good result, it's not going to be good, is it? But JLI, maybe he's recently, him and Ellis, JLI and Ellis actually did. Think back to Silverstone in particular, those two have definitely been making huge improvements since the start of the season, at least anyway.
Yeah, definitely.
Goosey's come around the last few corners now. It's been a pretty tidy lap, to be honest. Nothing amazing, but it's a banker lap. You don't really need an amazing lap, do you? He comes around the last corner now, a bit of a lock up on the inside front. 132. Not the quickest of times, as Tom demonstrates.
31.5 for
Joe
Mercedes, my man.
goes slightly behind him, less than a tenth. Looks like FTR. Tom is going to be next across the line.
On board with Altkin Kyle. He's just started his lap. And the AlphaTauri was reserving. Now he's took his full-time seat back, just to confirm to everybody.
Good to see.
Well, we've got Free Street Fees reckons high 130s is doable for this tier. Yep,
Yeah.
have to agree.
I actually saw in one of the general, which I think it was general tier 3, that Tompa managed to get, or was this a Ferrari round? Tompa managed to get a 130.6 in a short quality session, so a high 130 is definitely on the cards.
Hopefully this Ferrari gets out of Tosti's way.
It's King Wolves that span.
Oh,
Yeah, he's getting completely out of the way. It's nice to see.
didn't even see him there for a second.
Yeah, he's
Sky moving out the way as
corner.
well. Falcon car, it's good to see.
Ellis,
The guy who's on a lap.
Ellis was. There were 2 tenths up, but invalid, which is unfortunate.
Yeah. Ellis is one of those drivers that always likes to go for multiple stabs at the sub tyres, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, he's always
But
been
he-
on 7 or 8 lap old tyres at the start
Yeah.
of the race.
Which it hasn't really compromised as much as we always think it does in the end, but I guess that's different strategies and quality for you, as he is going for another lap now by the looks of it.
Both Williams are up on their times. Tom does improve to a 33.1. Muggs just up by nearly a tenth, coming to the sector 2 split on mediums, interestingly. No, he's backed off. The mediums, quite interesting strategy around here. I mean, I know the tyre wear is not really difficult on your tyres at all, but it's in the RPRL we saw last night. The people starting on mediums, they seemed to be better off in the races, so whether he's been watching them along and following suit.
Yeah, I was trying to do a bit of testing for our race in it, just to figure out how the tyres would react. And I don't think it really helped that it's the 25% race, but it's still the same principle. I think the mediums aren't as slow as they normally are compared to other compounds at different tracks, but the wear seems to be very similar between the softs and the mediums. So I think the only way mediums to soft would work is if you had a safety car if you were too far behind after the pit stop, or not a safety car if you had a massive overcut, which is something that you can definitely do around here.
Yeah.
And it's to the line then.
7 tenths up so far. Looks like
Goes
9.
Colin, provisionally.
Yeah.
Very close
Good
to the
lap.
130s.
No,
That
it's not
was
still
his-
on the same set of tyres.
Yeah, it
This
is.
critical divide is just retired from the session and he's not set a time, so he's got a reprieve.
Definitely some sort of warning or penalty coming his way though for going on track.
Yeah, and he
Yeah, I
can't.
think a warning will suffice now that he's actually retired and not set a time, whereas if
Yeah.
he'd set a time and put himself, say, in the top 5, that's completely unfair.
I was just about to say that. Yeah. I think if he'd set a time, it'd be a completely different scenario right now.
H-Troy Cloud as we just hit the halfway mark of quali. It's coming through the very long left-hander. Alphas have been struggling in quali recently, and especially with critical divides quali ban. Gonna be interesting to see how it unfolds for these, as they aren't 2 very quick drivers in this tier, but as the new drivers come in and needs to get more competitive.
Cloud just went off track and didn't get invalidated and was still on the para, which was interesting.
Yeah. I think because he went so wide the game, probably thought he lost more time than he gained. But whilst with that outfit, I think since Chapper's moved up to tier 2, the sort of constructive fight has fallen away. It was poor luck, as you said, counting qualifying for both Cloud and Divide has meant that they've compromised races. And I think as Cloud always loses it there, they're going to hope for a better result this time out.
Very close to the wall there.
Yeah, I was just about to say that, really close to the wall. I hit that same wall in practice this week.
He's actually stopped on the runoff there.
P5.
Yeah,
It's a decent first lap for Cloud.
very small gap from 5th down to 8th, but then it's nearly half a second up to P4, which is interesting. Between the two AlphaTauruses.
Just cut in there, Michael Collins, debutant driver, about to set a 31.5 straight into P3 in the racing point. Good luck.
Tompa beats that.
By
Tompa beats it.
100th. That's very close up at the top there.
As we've got FTR Highfell, Prison as Nipsa, for those that didn't know. In the chat, I think the best strategy today is soft to hard. So, a bit different to what I think the normal strategy would be, but obviously, I guess if people have found different tyres more comfortable in their practice, they're not going to sway too far away from that. But I think if you're in tier 2, tier 3 is a good testing ground to see what others do and how it goes for them and what you can learn from that going into your race. But I think with the looks of it, unless Freaky changes back onto the softs, I think everyone's going to be doing at least soft to medium or soft to hard at this point.
Yeah, I mean, I think the softs are the better tyre in terms of strategy-wise because there's almost a guaranteed safety car at some point in this race because turn 2 is always fun.
What is Optimus time
Optimus
doing?
Time is really slowing down before his lap here.
And Tosti is.
Really ruined his line and the start of his lap as well.
Yeah.
And he's why is he? What's he doing?
Someone's behind him.
Yeah, that's
So
Rowan
King
coming
Kyle
out of pits
and-
and he's just ruined King Kyle's lap. Some really questionable drive. I think someone just hit the wall as well.
Magusi that was. Just standing a little bit too left for the chicane. Tricky to get that right. He is 3 tenths up on his time though. Will he choose to stick with it or will he choose to get the fresher tyres? He gambles.
Car's now validated. So
Yeah,
I'm not sure what Optimus Time's doing. He's still going slowly.
King Kyle invalidated as soon as he got through turns 2 and 3. Hugely put off by time, I'm assuming. This isn't the first time we've seen some shenanigans from Optimus Time as well, is it?
True.
As
Mob's
ABFC
just
rightly says in
improved.
the chat, what is he doing? Very good question. I don't know, unfortunately, so I'll get back to you on that one side.
Oh, King Kyle is facing the wrong way.
He's done an Albon. Got support in the chat from Asteroid. Come on, Tompa, lad, you got this. Those two rather close friends, part of the... is it 4 horsemen they're called, Chris?
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe it is. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Go check
shout
them
out
out
to the
on,
4
on
horsemen.
Twitch. Or Twitter, rather.
King Carl just restarting their lap. There's a very close around that area in the midfield. 7th to 10th. All very close. That was time. Staying out. Yeah.
And he says a 2 minute 10.7, challenging no one with that, unfortunately. Let's see if he can actually do a lap now.
Mox just... King Kyle is out of the crash. You can see that on high rise. You'll see it next on Tosti.
Tosti.
I was on board with him, but
Has there been a collision there, possibly, between...
between him and Freaky, I think it was. I think it was the Haas of Freaky that was near him at the time.
Yeah, I mean, he was going very slowly, but...
Fortunately for time, Optimus is validated already. And he...
Mods...
unless he's with the glitch again, he's only got enough time just to come back into the pits and change tyres and go out again quickly. But unless he stays out,
Rowan
we won't have much time left.
on a lap, Tomper, giving him a little bit of dirty air. But bearable. I think he could jump all the way up to P7 here if he can string the Sector 3 together.
He does, you're right, P7 exactly. On 132.1 is a Haas stopped on almost the racing line.
Yeah, Freaky Grim.
No
idea what he's doing.
Stopping on track.
Ellis and Tomper. Tomper more specifically.
Optimus
from-
time as well, stopped on track again.
Marginally down on Sector 1 split Tomper, so it could still be an improvement. It was only by 200ths. And he matched that 30.6 he done in...
And time's just cut the last corner, so any hopes of setting in a fast lap in this last one have just been dashed. So his final lap time for quality is going to be a 2 minute 10.7.
On board a high rise at the moment.
Tomper is up on his time, which is...
It's backed out.
Yeah, just to the end of Tomper's lap. Just coming through this really awkward chicane here. Least favourite time on the track for me personally, and I'm sure many of the drivers would share that.
I quite like it. Yeah, Tomper abandons that lap. Ellis is just starting his lap now. Michael's on his, coming through Sector 2 now, as your mom's on the left, they're getting in the way. I think JLI, oh no, High Rise, sorry, yeah, there's Chris there. High Rise will be the first to cross the line, unless he's going to start another lap.
Yeah, looked like he'd turned his ERS off before he got to the DRS straight.
Yeah, 2.8 seconds down, so it's going to be JLI who's next to the line to set a competitive lap time. Is he going to improve? He is, by
He
half
does.
a second, takes provisional pole, almost into the 30s. Ellis coming to the end of Sector 2 now on the back straight.
He was 4,000ths down through Sector 1, so
This is a Red Bull parked on the entrance to turn 1, although on the
that'd
map
be
by the
enough for
looks
pole
of
if
it.
he can stick this improvement. It's less than a tenth within the top 3, this really is. Less than half a tenth even.
Yeah, looks like a pretty tidy last sector so far, especially, so looking good for Ellis right now.
Very good.
His high rise is still stationary down at turn 1, but Ellis, last corner.
Oh, is it
no!
validated? They
Oh,
would have
no.
been pole.
Oh.
It would have been pole, and he's gone off the track on the last corner. He exited the last corner.
High Rise has been disqualified.
Yeah,
for obvious
he was
reasons.
at the turn 1
Driving the
run-off,
wrong way round.
has he actually been
No.
disqualified, or? Yeah, he
Yeah,
has, that's
there
him
you
at the
go.
back of the grid.
Parked
Wow.
at a dangerous location.
Yeah, just as
A lot of drivers in this tier thinking that stopping on track is helpful, and it's really not. If you're
another one
passing
to add to that
stationary
list is Tom.
cars,
Look at him. Right.
Tom.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
just parked on the Ellis retires on track. Troublemakers today in tier 3.
A lot of careless driving, really. And it's a shame, as we've not too long ago re-established the league rules and tried to enforce it even further, but it seems many people taking no notice of it, and I'm sure the stewards' inquiry will be quite lengthy at this point, and we're not even into the ratio. And I don't think anyone else is currently actually on a lap, so by the looks of it, it's another, I think, Mercedes 1-2 in quali. JLI
So-
from Tomper this time rather than a Tomper pole.
Yeah, very close. It would have been dominant by Ellis by nearly 1.5 tenths for pole. But
Yep. Michael Collins on his debut though, P4. Really good
yeah,
result.
that's really good. And it shows that it's a good tier for him as well, as he's not miles in front. But can it be a decent racing point result for once? I hope so.
Just hearing in the chat that it was Freaky that blocked JLI's lap.
Have you got any more info on Tusty? No, not Tusty, Orkin Kyle's crash with Freaky. Well, not with Freaky, but...
Not 100% sure what happened. We're going to have to watch the stream back. I think I turned away at the wrong time.
I'm sure if it's that bad, then he will send a clip in. Just waiting for the Williams pit crew. Don't want this car out.
As ignore the AI cars there. We don't have Charles Leclerc or Max Verstappen racing with us today.
I mean, if they want to join the league, then you feel free, but...
Really close between the two Mercedes drivers, and in fact the Renault of Ellis as well.
Just to point out the gap from Rowan to, well, Magusi really, down to Tosti. That's a good fight.
Yeah, I didn't see Tosti rejoin the session. Is he back in?
He is, I gave him an invite. Well, I don't know, are you all looking forward to the
Early
race?
predictions. Merc 1-2 with Ellis third. Kyle thinks Cloud's going to get on the podium.
I think he did
Interesting.
ruin his
Yeah,
sixth
I
and
think-
fourth streak.
Yeah, I think if Cloud can get a little bit more luck than he does usually, he could be on for a good result, because he, as Callum just mentioned, he was really consistent at the start of the season, unfortunately. So let's hope he can pick up where he left off at the start and get some good positions.
Just a quick shout out as well. See you watching us, Dodger. Hope you're doing well. We're all thinking of you. It's taken a long time to load in.
I don't think anyone's wanted to press advance, or I'm still stuck on the results screen, whether that's
Same.
me. There's a racing point.
Press my home button because that normally fixes things, but it seems that it hasn't this occasion. Well, at least it gives us a perfect opportunity to take a screenshot of the results unless we have to do a lobby restart.
Strange. Never saw this
Yeah.
before. If any of the drivers are watching, could just quickly press the home screen and back out of it, then
Yeah, we might have to restart.
Yeah, I've
You
got a
got
photo
those?
of the results, so we can do it from that.
Have you got the last half as well?
Yeah, I've got everyone. Optimus
will-
Time and Tosti that hadn't readied up according to Tom's screen. But
do you want me
unfortunately-
to at tier 3 saying you can't switch tyre compounds?
Well, everyone in the top 10 was on softs anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Right.
And I'm assuming they'll start on softs, so. With the disqualification, we still classifying high rise as last, Chris?
Yes.
Oh, it's worked now that you've
Unfortunately.
left, Chris.
Doesn't matter. Apologies about the delay, guys. We'll be up and running in a few minutes.
Well, Might have been a wet race by the looks of things, very overcast, but obviously that does not matter.
Yeah, I think that's it. We were unable to send the invite. Great.
I've messaged people saying if they could join. I'll send out some invites if I can as well.
It's actually the first time this has happened, hasn't it?
Mm-hmm. Surprisingly.
I think I've invited everyone.
18, there should be. Yeah, they will be able to start on mediums if they are designed to carry on breaking rules as they imply.
Okay, so if you can give me the grid order, so
Yeah.
I remember, but
I can go from first to last. So JLI Tompa,
JLA, Tompet, Ellis,
Michael,
yeah,
Moggs,
yeah,
Magusi,
yeah,
Rowan,
yeah,
Tom,
yeah,
Cloud,
yeah,
King Kyle,
yeah,
Tosti,
yeah,
Ascari,
yeah,
King Wolves,
yeah,
Freaky Grim,
yeah.
Optimus Time,
Then high rise, then divide and dom.
Tom, Divide High Rise,
Check. JLI, Tompet, Ellis, Michael, Muggs, Magusi, Rowan, Tom, Cloud, Kyle, Tosti, Ascari, Wolves, Freaky Grim, Time, Dom, Divide, High Rise.
The people in the Discord saying that the race was going to be dry, Chris. I don't know whether you want to honour that and set it to dry or leave it on dynamic. It's up to you, but worth a thought.
Yeah, we'll put it on dry.
Mr. Magoose just needs to pick his car.
Right, the drivers have been told to ready up, so it should be going again in a few moments.
Yeah, it's just Magusi though. Still hasn't picked his car. If he doesn't pick it, he's going to be putting either a Ferrari, Red Bull, or the Renault.
He has already done.
Still hasn't picked it.
He got put in a rebel.
Ah. There's a lot of people not really paying attention this evening, which is never good, is it?
Nice and blue sunny skies.
And a session starting encounter, which is something we missed from that last lobby, so at least we know this one's working now.
Any race win predictions, as you said you'd be a bit more?
Well, I think it's going to be either JLI or Tomper at this point. I think Ellis will be there with them again this week, but I think he'll learn from last week, and I think he was just a bit too aggressive with his moves on JLI. And I think if he, well, hopefully he does, if he takes that into consideration, he's not going to be as aggressive. So I think it'd be a harder time for him to get past one of the Mercedes. So I think it's likely going to be a Mercedes 1-2 this week.
Yeah, I agree with that as well, and so does Free Street Thieves. But he thinks Cloud will be on the podium. I'm going to go with Ellis as they qualified.
Mox is first ready up, but that is...
Yeah, they've had plenty of time. No real excuse.
Yeah. Especially with the restart.
Yeah.
We've got FTR Heidfeld saying Tomper, JLI, Muggs. It's another good shout. Muggs is on a bit of a run at the moment.
Yeah,
Yep.
Mox has been... The
Believe
quali
he-
is...
Has Tosti's been disconnected again. I think he said this is his third race in a row he's been disconnected. I don't know whether that's poor luck or whether formation lifestyles, or whether he needs to sort out his
and
connection.
his car is jumping up to
Old
P10.
King car's been put to the back of the grid as well somehow.
Yeah, it's a glitch in the game.
Yeah, unfortunately, he won't be happy with that, will he? But nothing we can do about it. Because I think we're just checking if the top sheets on softs. They are, and I think there's only one driver
free
on
key dom,
mediums.
critical divide, and
Oh, sorry,
F1
few
high
more.
rise all on mediums.
They get that fell back, I'm sure.
Quite a quick formation that by JLI, but
Yeah, just got to be careful not to slow down as drastically in the last sector, because that's really going to cause a team at the back of the pack, and that's what normally causes the issues that we have. So let's say that's not the case.
a huge gap from Magusi to Mox, so if JLI's got the stream open, if you could slow him down.
There's Tosti rejoined the session, but I think he's still loading back into the game. Hopefully, with about a sector and a half to go, he'll be able to take his car. And as remember, you can't take up the formation lap, so hopefully he'll have it for the start of the race.
Top 10 did go on to soft tyres, as they should as well, so that's good to see.
Quite a good formation lapping, as I always mention. Tier 3 is quite good at formation laps.
Don't count your lucky stars just yet. There's still about 10 drivers that haven't crossed the AI takeover point. But I think, like you say, Callum, it seems to be the standard so far, as everyone has managed to complete the whole formation lap.
Good to see. I think some... Oh, no. Never mind.
Yeah, whether they will make it through turn 2, we'll find out shortly. But
Even turn 1 is sometimes chaotic. The
it
AI
is.
tend to struggle, but...
I think Vortek in Tier 4 was one of the drivers that crashed there yesterday. I haven't seen a clip of how he did it, but it's definitely easy to do if you... Yeah, FTR, but Tier 4 driver has. Want to count the lights for us again, Callum?
Right. And it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. Lights out and away we go here at the Russian Grand Prix.
Really good stuff from Mr. Magusi in the Red Bull that should be a run out. But it looks like the Mercedes have got it equally as good start, and they've pulled away a bit from Ellis. Holding
Just watching
station
this on the
behind JLI is
broadcast.
Tomper. Oh, as old
This
King
front
Carl
wing.
sends it completely down the inside there.
Oh,
So
that's
Oh,
been a
runs
massive.
around.
so many broken front wings from that
Safety
as
car
well.
already. Alright,
Yeah, I couldn't really tell. Oh, there's been another crash up near the front, I think.
JLI's got a penalty.
Teammates
Yeah.
have hit each other.
Yeah, I saw that just. I think JLI just slammed the brakes on, maybe because of the delta, but
And Tosti gets a penalty.
and King Wars. But not an ideal start of the race there for a lot of the drivers. JLI, Tom, Time, King Walls, Tosti and Rowan included. All of the losing positions were getting penalties. A lot of drivers were front wing down as well, so I got a feeling we're gonna. Yeah, there's like 4 or 5 drivers in a row from Old King Carl back all the way to Dom, where I think they're all going to be in this lap to get new tyres and a new front wing on, which I think is going to leave us with a lot of hard runners.
Yeah.
Look where Old King Kyle's ended up as well at the end of lap 1.
What with a broken front wing there, he was one of the drivers that had a massive send into turn 2.
I saw that. It was a very late move. I think, I don't want to point fingers, but obviously turning the car and he can't brake as well, and he was steering to the right, and that might have just tapped one of the, tapped her own around, but that's just my guess.
Yeah, well, like you say, you don't want to point fingers, but I think Old King Carl was definitely the catalyst fires. It's Freaky Grim comes into pits, but a very late decision.
Oh, Freaky Grim and the Sky
Yeah.
will get penalties.
I don't think they did it. Oh yeah,
They
yeah.
do.
No, you're right. That's a real shame for a Scar as well, as Freaky Grim just pushes him into the pits. But what's that? 1, 2, there's 6 or 7. 6 drivers in the pits. I imagine they'll all be going on tards.
Hard, soft, medium.
A lot of aggressive strategies there, then. But that is not
front
the.
wing change for Grim.
Yeah, it's not the start a lot of people would have wanted.
High rise as well with another really unfortunate start.
I'll tell you, he's been a bit lucky this time out. Haystro Cloud already making up 2 positions, and I believe he's got a full front wing still. Oh no, he hasn't. He's got broken left front end plate. Typical.
Dom 15 as well with the quali ban. Obviously not something to be shouting about, but already up to
he served
PA.
it properly, to be fair to him.
True.
Unlike Critical Divide, and already up to PA.
Yeah,
7
some
positions
say-
gained.
Some say that's karma, but I'll just say it's unfortunate.
Yeah, he's the highest medium tyre runner as well in P8.
Could be in next lap or even this lap if.
Just looking at the temps on the Cloud rear tyres, 77 and 74. Very cold.
Yeah, one thing
Yeah.
I noticed, I don't know whether it was an update in the game recently or whether it was just the realistic cars when we were driving in the RPRL yesterday, but I found recently it's not good.
Made a
no.
mistake.
Yeah, I think they've made it harder for temperature to be maintained in the tyres, because the last few races that I've done, it's been extremely hard behind the safety car to keep the tyres anywhere near or above 80 degrees at the moment. Not sure about you guys.
Yeah. I don't really take note as under safety car armors purposely spin out of turns to warm up the rears, and then the front's just quite easy to warm up on the controller, but yeah, I mean, I think they have been going down a lot quicker, but as Tosti is in, he'll find himself dead last by quite a way.
Well, I think, did he get a penalty? He did, yes. At least he's serving his penalty now, so that's good. But good for him at least.
That was for him
Not
and
good that he
King
got the
Wolves.
penalty. Yeah,
I
guess
think
you're right.
King Wolves clipped something and he would try and appeal to get 5 seconds off, but can't, as he will have to serve it.
Yeah, I think in Ascari's case, it's gone actually served it, but I think it's something we can take back because there's nothing he could have done to not serve it because he got pushed into the pits. So that's a completely different scenario, but obviously that's something to look at after the races.
Say someone got another 5 seconds, I'm unsure of this myself. Could we take off that 5 seconds?
What do you mean?
Say, I don't know, under the safety car, if Scary got hit again.
Well,
we'll
if
be
he
able-
was,
we'll be able to-
if he had his point of view that explicitly showed that it's not his fault, I think it would be more likely than not that it would be. But
I think
it's hard to
this,
judge.
talking of the Scary, I saw her just get up into P12.
Yeah, P12 on my stream.
I
But they
think
somehow
they've
managed to
opened
jump
Freaky
Freaky Grim.
Unless Freaky ran off track, but that's my only thought.
Right, even if Freaky Grim did, you're not supposed to overtake. Unless it's a car that's showing obvious signs of slowing down or stopping. As the safety
are.
car is in this lap.
Just point at Michael Collins as well. Good to see that they've maintained P4. Which,
Yeah, well, I think the top 6 will maintain position. Nice clean start, bar the others, yep.
All
As the
penalties.
start filing
Clean.
in. That's Olkin,
Olkin,
Kyle,
Kyle
Freaky Grim.
and Freaky both getting penalties there.
Yep, so that's
Je-
Freaky
look
getting
how
2 5
close
seconds.
JLI is. Oh,
Yeah, JLI's, he's not gone early, but he's going early now, he's trying to go. But yeah, he's gone and then sort of stopped there.
and Tompa gets forcibly slowed down.
Oh,
Poor
Tom
JLI's
loses the
start.
back end.
Is Freaky Grim's all over the back of Ascari.
We'll see him
And
as well.
High Rise gets past Tom, as does Divide.
Mugs.
Looks like Dom's gone down the inside of Cloud, Optimus Time down the inside of Rowan, and Freaky Grim gets past Scary
Good
as
move.
well.
Oh, Mugs.
Freaky Grim there.
Trying it round the outside into turn 5, switch back maybe, into turn 6. Very close between these two, overtake on down the inside.
Both
Nice and
drivers
clean.
leaving enough space there, nice to see.
Overtake on
Mark's
from
gonna
Mugs again.
go into the second three.
He would
Gets
have
the
got a
move
warning
done.
there. Goosey now right in the back of Michael as well. Oof,
Almost
Good-
almost
good
runs back
reactions, but
of the Goosey there, and then because of that, Cloud's going to get around his outside, and Dom's going to want to make a meal of this too.
yeah, that's really bad for King Wolves because he was the one who got slowed down most, and now
Exactly. And he's
Dom.
lost already a position from it. And Doors.
Ooh,
Ooh.
Bit of an indecisiveness from King Wolves there as to which side he was going to defend to. Chooses the inside there. As Dom makes a beautiful move around the outside that turns to the inside, under the bridge.
Optimus
He's up to
time
P8 now.
is round.
oh, Tompa for the lead. I reckon he'll go for it into turn
Yeah.
2. He could have had him there if he kept the overtake on and assisted.
Yeah. I think he would have thought better of it as he's got this massive straight now, but he's using way more ERS than his teammate around. He picks the gap on the inside and
And
he's
just to point
got
out,
the move done.
JLo's 5 seconds is still standing, so I don't think he'll be defending too hard at all.
Oh, as JLo way later on the brakes and he's forced the move back up the inside.
Dom,
And I'm pretty sure these guys communicate, so they're not going to be very happy with that. As Tompa then gets back past him.
look at Alice though, right behind him. Just while that was happening, King Wolf tried to make a move on Dom. They both go right at the exact same time. So whether that's Dom being overly aggressive, or whether that's just unfortunate, I don't know, but
Ellis closing in on this Mercedes fight up front. He's going to be licking his lips with these two continuing to fight. JL had about 30% more ERS, so he almost loses it on the exit there. But those top three, like in Silverstone, starting to pull away. 2-second gap from Ellis back to Moggs and P4.
I wonder if Rowan's going to go for a move here. It's
Dom's going to do it
move on
instead.
Cloud.
To the inside. The opposite
high
now,
rise
he
of the
overtook.
Scar is one that's very close.
Or who overturned it, might be King Wolves, but the opposite way he did it, but he's run too wide and that's allowed Cloud back down the inside. Rowan all over the back from there. King
Yeah,
Wolves
Rowan was
likewise
trying
looking
to
for
be-
Rowan.
Rowan was trying to be really clever with the placement of his car whilst they were battling, just looking for the move to get past both of them. It didn't work out.
I think there might be a move for the lead here, as JLI's Oh no, he's turned on zero, so there's going to be a huge overspeed difference there. But DRS is on now, there's going to be a bit of a train at the front, and this is only going to let them pull away further from as High-Rise
High-Rise
is
is out in
He's
the
crashed on the
pits.
exit. Oh no, he's retired in the pits, yeah. Real shame for him, after getting disqualified in qualifying. There's
Pace
FTR
through
Toms looking to the
clouds.
inside of the Gektosti. Soft
Just
versus
picked up
hards.
a 3-second time penalty as well in the corner prior.
Oh, Cloud with the late move to the inside. You've got a warning there.
Yeah, the
This
inside
is
of that
gonna-
corner, you can't really overtake there because whoever's on the exit, you're going to get a better run to the next corners. Oh, coming out of the pits, High-Rise's car is blocking Scary. And the Scary is just, can't tell what's going on there.
Not really sure what's going on there. Maybe he was
It's
recording the
High-Rise's.
instant.
Yellow
Well, it didn't say he
flag.
was in AI, so very... the yellow flags for High-Rise's car to retire.
Yeah, but no overtaking, obviously.
There's this battle for P8 as even Tyrus Clag gets an awful exit there. King Wolf's going to look to the inside maybe. He chooses not to. All this has allowed Dom to pull away out of the DRS. Clan running wide again. Don't know how he hasn't got a penalty yet. But Rowan and King Wolf's behind as
Pits 3,
time
Optimus
is spun
times
again.
around, yeah.
As Rowan's falling a bit further back here, but King Wolf's going to the outside. Turn 2. He's already ahead.
Oh,
Cloud
Cloud,
later on the
very
brakes
late
though.
move.
Cutting the corner, and he's been
Oh.
bit of a half spin there.
He
And Rowan
kind of forced walls up as well.
Rowan takes that. Takes position, and now it's a teammate battle. Divide behind Cloud. Divide goes to the inside. And he gets
Flag's
bombed.
got damage.
He had that
Front
damage at the
left
start.
Well, Rowan's just got 5-second penalty for gaining one place on the yellow flags.
Very strange.
Same thing happened
Just-
to me last night.
Yeah.
Ellis really pressuring JLI. It was 3 tenths before he had a little bit of a wobble on the exit.
Yeah, I thought these guys would pull away from Michael as well, but Michael's actually slowly, lap by lap, a tenth a lap-ish, maybe a bit more maybe, sort of gaining back on these guys. I wonder if
He's
the
bringing Moggs with him.
yeah, I was about to say, I wonder if the fear of Moggs overtaking him is pushing him up a bit further, as these two have now pulled away from Goosey as well. He's going to have Dom behind him shortly. Dom on those medium tyres as well, so he'll be even quicker at the end of the race.
I think this is where JLI is going to go for it on Tampa. 70+%
Yeah.
ERS.
40% more than Tompa. Of King Carl than the penalty. Tompa being a bit indecisive with his defensive strategy there. I think these two at this point are probably better off alternating who's going through, because all the fighting is just allowing Ellis to stick in that DRS zone of JLI or whoever, which one of them would be in second. So I think if they were wanted to pull away, well, it's a bit too late now on lap 8, but as the pit window is going to open shortly, but I think the gap to Ellis is just big enough that they're not under real throws. King Carl's retired in the pits, so the yellow flag out on track.
Ellis struggling through set 3. I think he might have just dropped out of ERS. No, DRS even. Yeah, he's dropped out. I imagine he'll fall back. He might. I think he went through AI.
Oh god. Yeah, JLI all over the back of Tompa killing second 3 here. And I think as the ERS advantage is still as great as it was, around about 40 or 50%. I wonder if this is going to be the lap before the pit stops. The JLI thinks about making the move. I think we can work out if it doesn't overtake, if it's a choice decision that Tompa stays ahead. I think we'll be able to work out if it is a team strategy to pull away.
Unless they're planning to double stack, and obviously if JLI's fast car, which looks like it's going to be,
No,
to
I'm
the
wrong.
inside,
He makes the move.
into turn 1.
Clean overtake. Rum was left on the inside. I wonder if Tompa's going to move to the inside of turn 4 here. He does. and he's straight back past. Hiking that inside curve is definitely the fast line, as you can see. Oh,
Pretty
and
grim.
pretty grim. He's gone straight on. Exit sector 2. Back to the front though, JLI pushing Tompa through sector 2 here. Better exit from Tompa there, to be fair.
Oh, Zella's got wing damage from that. That's very lucky.
He hasn't.
He went at about 20-degree angle straight into the wall. No damage. Very lucky man.
Very lucky indeed.
But it's a fight between the top 5, I'd argue now. There's no bigger than a half-second gap between them. Oh, there's a crash.
King Wars.
King Wars.
He must have spun the exit of the curb. And he's hit the wall as well. Fortunately, no wing damage though. Yeah, without the top 5, the one who's pushing the most. Oh, is it? James Ellis gets another penalty, I think. Or was that his first? I'm not 100% sure.
But Michael.
Tompa's got the biggest gap to JLA he's had all race. Going into turn 2, so I think he'll probably think about maybe pitting this lap if he's got a big enough advantage, because if he can get that undercut, it's only going to help him extend the lead, as the gap is now more than a second. So if he continues like this, he's going to pull away from JLI now.
Michael on the back of Ellis. Could we see a move into the chicane possibly?
Mogs likewise on the back of Michael.
Very clicky steering from Michael, which is not the quickest way around.
Well, it doesn't be hampering his pace too much. Only about 3.5 seconds of the leaders.
True. I think we could possibly see a 3 wide moment.
Yeah, especially if Ellis makes mistakes at some point. That'll really help bunch them up. If he goes wide again, that definitely would have been a warning. It almost hits the wall again as well. King Wall's just coming out of the pits. That would have been a change of front wing and high rise. He's already out. King Wall's onto the mediums to the end.
Michael to the right hand side. Turns into the inside. Through the first part of the chicane. Outside. As he goes through the tunnel. Switch back maybe to the left. Tries it, but not successful.
And this manages to stay in front.
And Tom Bruce coming in. As I thought, he's built that gap into 1.5 seconds and now he's coming in. He's going to want to hope for the undercut here, and especially with JLI's 5-second penalty.
Ellis
with a decent gap. Ellis with that. Was it just 3 seconds? Or did he have a 5 second as well? I think it's just the 3.
So I think
Ellis has changed his front wing.
But he must have had damage then.
Yeah.
That's very good if he did have damage.
Oh, Dom just got a 3-second time penalty and bumped into the back of Magusi as well. But he is going to be leading this race in a couple of laps' time as he started on the mediums.
Yep, he'll have about 4 to 6 more laps in this stint before he can come in for those softs.
Tom and Tompa. Tompa is going to get really held up. JLI could inherit the lead because he is...
But not with his 5-second time penalty.
True, but on track at least, as Tompa behind Tom really struggling.
He'll be serving the penalty, won't he? So...
Well, Tom makes a mistake, a little bit wide, and Tompa takes advantage.
Tom does let him through, I saw a lift off. Tosty on them hards though from lap 1 east. Oh wait, no, he pitted when the safety car restarted.
Yeah, lap 2 or 3. Tom coming back at Tompa here though. Is he going to choose? Yeah, he chooses to back off. Almost hits him though.
Top 3 are in.
Takes 3 Robbins rounds.
It's a shame for Ryan. I think he was going to be coming in this lap anyway. Oh, no, I lied. He's not. He's staying out.
McLaren is spinners of the day today then.
Yeah, so Tompa coming around the last corner now, where the other driver's going to be comparison as Michael has jumped JLI. I think that was always going to happen, but Moggs is going to be behind them as well. But Tompa wants to
Oh, look at this
work out
Tosti.
Tompa's gap.
Tosti to the inside of Tom. That's
Completely
fine.
cuts first turn.
I think Tom was trying to go down the inside of Rowan there as well, so he pulls out to the right, and then Tosti has to pull out even more to the right. It's inevitable, really, but...
Tosti's actually in a good position here on those hards.
Yeah, well, he net P2 for those that haven't pitted. But with his penalties, I'm not too sure. But he's got Michael, JLI, Moggs all behind on fresher medium tyres, so I think they'll be on his back soon. And with the soft runners in front slowing Tosti down now, as he gets another penalty, it's only going to compromise his races to get closer to the race end. But Tompa in free air now, he's only going to be extending his current advantage as the race leader. As I imagine, I know they're both from medium still, but it'll be interesting to see how far Dom can go in this race, because if he can keep a steady gap to Tompa.
Tom goes very
Soft
wide.
again.
Michael capitalises on Tosti going slow because of that, and he will be able to pull away from JLI, I imagine now.
No,
JLI's through as well.
JLI's just got straight past, because you got Tom and Rowan in the pits.
He has dropped out of DRS, no he hasn't.
No, yeah, the DRS detection zone's around about now for JLI, and he is in it. So it's one of probably the weirdest detection zones, because the detection point is literally like 20 meters before the activation zone. So
The Sky was going to make the move on King Walls there, but backed out of it.
there's Rowan out, Tom fixing front wings.
Been a very good race compared to last time at Silverstone, at least for Tier 3, because it was a lap 1 race at Silverstone, wasn't it, really? But flights more throughout the grid. I think this is in the farthest gap two drivers have been apart from each other, and there's still 2 drivers within a second of each other. Scary tries to get past Wolves into turn 1. Wolves wide. Scary with a better exit. Tries to switch back through turn 4. Which not really happen.
Yeah, it's only really 2 battles on track at the moment, JLI and Michael, and Scary and King Wolves. JLI, DRS.
To the inside into turn 1. Michael sitting Tosti is out in the retired on track. Oh wait, no, he's retired on the exit of the pits. Look at this. On Magusi's car, a safety car.
He's hit
That's
the wall.
Very strange.
The rear tyre's been ripped off, so I think he must have lost it going round and slid down the straight. But you know, this is going to help Dom. He's currently
Definitely.
about 15 seconds ahead of Tompa.
He can do soft at the end.
Yeah, he can. So I wonder what penalties he's got quickly. Is it a 5-second penalty? It's only a 3 seconds, so he's not going to be compromised in the actual pit stop itself. So I think Dom and Divide are in really good positions here.
Just to point out, talking to Dom and Divide, they're the only ones left who have actually, and up to this time actually, who have made positions in this race. Everyone else has gone down, which is strange.
Well, everyone else has sort of kept roughly the same order, apart from a few here and there. But as Dom comes into the pits now, this is going to be really interesting to see where he feeds back out. I reckon it's going to be just behind Tompa, but still.
But will
starting
Tompa
all the
come
way
in
at the
for
back?
fresh soft? So I reckon
I doubt so, because the gap behind's not big enough, and he's going to want track position. He stays out. It'll be interesting to see if anyone else behind comes in though. Whereas Dom still hasn't served his pit stop, so I think it's going to be touch and go to JLI and Michael here. As he leaves the pit box now, where's JLI in comparison? So
It'll
Dom
be
is just
behind.
it's gonna be
Mo- oh no.
I think it's
Yeah,
behind
no, he's
Michael.
already
Yeah, it is. Yeah. So it's just behind Michael. So Dom all the way up to P4, and I think he started 16th,
15th, but
15th. My bad.
still amazing. And
But
Divine started
it would have been
16th
16th without the King Kyle.
and
which-
High Rise. So it would have been
But
17th.
P4 with only 1 3-second time penalty on brand new fresh softs. This is going to be very interesting as Magusi and Ellis and I think Cloud are opting to put new softs on as well. But I've got a feeling there's going to be quite a long safety cars. We've got Freaky Graham who's not even into Sector 3 yet. Which is only going to help those soft runners to preserve their tyres to the end.
Definitely, I reckon we'll get going again at the start of lap 18. Dusty said one of the Hasses reset the track, so if that's done, then that is. I don't think it will be done though. It's freaky, it's been backwards.
I'm unsure because I haven't seen it anything on stream.
It wouldn't have been Dom because Dom was in Sector 2 or 3 when as Cloud somehow picks up a penalty behind the safety car. I think that's him pushing to catch up to the safety car, which is a shame.
A lot of drivers keeping it penalty free here, which is surprising with the lovely turn 3 track limits.
Yep, it is good to see. But can they stay like that all the way to the end?
Yeah, of course. I think it's it's good to see, especially at Russia, one of the hardest tracks along with Mexico to keep penalty 3. Is it 1, 2, 3, 4? 7 drivers still without any penalties.
I wasn't expecting you to fit that in there. But
Well, I hadn't used it yet, and
yeah.
suddenly came to mind. Unfortunately, it was one of the worst ones I've done today, so I'll have to redo it again tomorrow in an hour or so for Tier 2. She to remember to ask me the question, that was all.
Just hearing in the chat that Tosti was adjusting his headset and that's why he crashed.
Well,
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, we also have a fastest lap glitch as well.
yeah, Tosti with an absolutely amazing 35.9. I think we got to add the extra minute on, but it is Tompa who's done that. Yep. Oh no, Cloud's made contact with Ellis.
And
Ellis gets a penalty.
Magusi, 5-second penalty for ignoring the yellow flag.
And now we've got a forward and backward scenario with Wolves and Cloud, with them both getting illegal overtakes on each other, I think. Really unfortunate for Ellis though. I think we might get going here. This lap. No.
It's going to be another lap behind the safety car, I think. Oh, no.
No, it is.
Oh, Ellis
FTR
just
is
retired.
Ellis out. What happened there? Where's his car?
I can't see it on
he's
the map.
He's retired on track because the car's still moving.
Oh.
I think he must have retired out of frustration, which is only going to give him a quali ban.
Yeah.
But
I'm gonna go on broadcast of Tom for them for this restart.
yeah, let's put that
Hopefully
behind
it's
us.
better than JLI's.
It seems to
Gonna
be so.
slow everyone right the way down, and he goes.
Oh, who's that? Tom all the way off the track there. Tompa's jumped it. Right, he jumped it. He's gone. JLI following those two Mercedes once again, pulling away from the rest of the field. Dom all over the back of Michael here. Bit of a squeeze
You
to
will
the
get
wall. Space is left there. He will get it right, especially under the brakes.
Now through
Just
sets
tyres.
2, I think Dom could possibly get past the 2 Mercedes by lap 20.
Well, yeah, it's definitely a possibility. As we've got a yellow flag
His
between
teammate.
Ascari and Optimus.
Oh, good one. Here's Troy Anderson. Good to see that it's not giving up.
Yes, Dom is. Yeah, you can just tell with the body language of the car. Hand over fist is going to be quicker. The rest of the race here, he's already gained about half a second through the last 3 or so corners. So
No DRS as well for a couple of laps.
I think if he's going to play this smart and try and for the race, when he's going to want to sit behind these guys, not use the DRS, wait for the DRS, and then when they're low on the DRS, just blast past, because there's no point putting too much at risk here, because he's in such a better position that it's almost guaranteed at this point. There's divide on those soft runs into the back of Mogs, P5 and P6. But rather than the top 3 pulling away this time, it seems to be the top 6 pulling away. Medium runners of Tompa, JLI, Michael and Mogs, and the soft runners of Dom and Critical Divide, as Haterick must have made a mistake there, because he's 30 seconds off the back of time.
No,
Dead last. I didn't my bad.
Yeah, there was contact from the safety car downs.
And Dom seems to be doing the opposite of what I said. He tries to get to the inside of JLI there, but he's using a lot of ERS.
I would say Mazepin was a bit
JLI really let the brakes, a really good move from JLI there to keep the position. All fair. And I think, Divide's got past Mogs as well. So the soft is showing the pace here.
Everyone from him down to P9, this dude is quite a good fight. Scary gets welcomed in.
Penalties are going to come into play though.
Speaking of, the Scary gets another 3 seconds. Oh no, that's the first 3 seconds. And bear in mind that Dom does have to get past the Mercs and pull 3 seconds. Michael as well. He's still in.
Yeah, I think the penalty-less Mercedes, they're still in a better position, minus Dom. All they've got to do is stay ahead of the guys with the penalties, as a bare minimum, to keep the positions. But I think as soon as DRS gets enabled after this next lap, it's going to be a bit of a different situation. The ERS levels are sort of varying between the drivers here.
Especially how you get DRS on the very first
Oh, it's this lap as well. But could have up to P4 here. Dom's going to not to go too late that he hits Tompa. Pinches JLI to the inside, but still enough space to not JLI cut the curb. And Divide secured that place on Michael.
Good racing, but the ERS not so good compared to Tompa, 20% difference. JLI got 70%.
Yeah, it's the same with Divide in Michael's case. Divide is about 30 to 40% more than Michael. Will be interesting to see how much Tompa's going to fight this for Dom. I don't think he'll make a move down this backstroke, but definitely in the start-finish straight on this lap going. I'm just saying that Dom got an amazing line there. And he's using DRS on. Is he closing enough? It looks like he is to the outside of the corner, which is probably the better line, and gives Tom a bit of a tap there. Tompa late on the brakes. Dom around the outside, turns to the inside, and he gets
JLI. Could he capitalise then?
I think as Tom had a switchback lined up, it meant that Mogs is disconnected.
He's got an invite.
It's good to see, but I wonder if Tompa is going to try and make a move back on Dom here with the DRS, or whether Dom's just going to send it out of the corner. He has, but he's not really pulling away as much as he'd like. Tompa's going to hope that he's got the overspeed here.
Getting drained in that pass.
He's not close enough. He still sends it though, and he's that's
Tompa made a mistake.
No,
he's too deep, and he hit Dom, and he's very lucky not to spin there.
He was 2 or 3 car lengths back, and he still tried it. Incredible Divide capitalises. Tom picks
Tompa
up
gets a penalty because of that. I think
That's
that was
two warnings
something-
thanks to 2 collisions.
that was definitely something avoidable for Tompa. So he's really annoyed with that. He's probably picked up another warning going wide there. So from P1 to P4 with a 3-second time penalty in 2 laps.
But
Not
Dom
what
is
the
going to
championship leader wanted.
pull out DRS barely. I think
But
he can.
he's got another sector on fresher, softer tyres, so he's definitely going to keep that to JLI's. I think JLI's been focusing on Critical Divide behind him, who's looks like he's going to make a move here to the inside rather than the outside that Dom chose lap before. Makes it work. Later on the brakes than JLI. And it's a clear move before the next corner. No need for the switchback.
JLI is still in the provisional lead, but I don't think it will last as it's already 1.9 seconds now.
Yeah.
That's 2.
And I think at this point it's just a battle between Dom and Divide for the win. Divide and Dom, 2 starting right at the back with the quali bands. Maybe showing to the drivers in tier 2 that maybe it is worth starters to time to disqualify for 2 penalties.
Yeah.
That's the first driver of the weekend to get disqualified, but I thought it was Divide, oh no, he always drifted to the wall. But Divide and Dom here really showing that mediums to softs is definitely a doable strategy, especially with the safety car, as it really has benefited them as they've got past with 6 laps to go.
Moggs is back,
Moggs
but he
rejoins,
rejoins.
he's all the way down in P12 though, unfortunately for him.
Freaking gets 3-second time penalty. Team Mercedes aren't too far back from the Divide. Still come into play.
Yeah, just a gap to the leader. Tom Fuss fell out 3 seconds, which with JLI we're looking at, he is within 2.1.
Yeah, I mean, Divide should be able to make those softs last because we've lost the delta. He might still struggle towards the end.
Goes back so across the line.
I'd tell you it was had a pretty quiet, cool, calm and collective race. Missing with Yusi, maybe in the wrong car, but he's in 6th where he started. I want to say also no man's land. I think he's only got 1 penalty so far as well. Just double check. Yeah, it's just the 5 seconds. But pretty quiet race from him, and he's looking to score some good points. Unfortunately, his teammate Ellis calling it quits after that. I'm assuming getting a bit frustrated. It's a spinner, it's a Scaring. Really aggressive to spin the car around, and they've done a 360.
Any early shouts drive of the day for you two?
I think it's going to be Dom.
So,
I mean, from the back of the grid, at the moment, original race winner, race leader as well. I think, as well as the drive device, I think it's a bit of tarnish over it after the complete oblivious choice not to retire straight away in quali. But still, really racing him as well. But I think got to hand it to Michael on his debut, showing really good driving, really good pace as well, and he's only 1 second behind the championship leader, so definitely showing he's got the pace to fight for wins and races to come.
yeah, for me it's between the 3 you mentioned, Dom, Divide and Collins, Michael Collins even. And I think already we're going to take Divide out before that qualifying as we can't really reward that. I mean, I know it's not for the qualifying, it's for the from last to second, but Dom's just done 1 step better from second to last to first.
Yeah, and Dom is actually far enough ahead in front of JLI now that he is net race leader as well.
Yeah, I think I've got him a good there. Dom, stellar drive from the back.
Yeah, and I think even if Dom does pick up another penalty, at this pace that he's got, he's already stretched the gap out to 3.9. So, I think he's safe.
Just going back to Mr. Magusi, that 5-second penalty that he's carrying was for ignoring yellow flags, so I don't know if that was a glitch or not, so he sends it in, you can have a look at it.
Tom's running a little bit wide. Still pressure on his teammate, but I think what would be
Michael's sitting
smarter.
behind them as well. He's going to want to try and take anything from this, especially if these two are really aggressive as they were in the first half of the race.
So Michael inherits P4 as Moggs has spun to add insult to injury, the cherry on top of pain. Really.
Yeah, from what could have been a race win as well. Looking at P5 maximum at the moment.
Tompa reckless now. I'm sure that's what's been 2 warnings in 1. Switch of the steering wheel there, cutting turn 2 and turn 3.
Yeah, I just changed it back, but I didn't change it to test. Really weird.
Very weird. I think Mog's in the pits, and it wouldn't be surprised if he retires unless he has got wing damage. Anyway. There's Dom is just continuing to pull away from divided. Stark contrast to last week in Britain where he was lapped, you can remember. Although being on the same page as Alice and JLI, I think this week proving the point that he does have that pace to fight for wins. As we've now got a 2-way fight for P3 now, really.
Well,
a 3-way fight really between Divide, JLI and Michael.
Divide's just made a huge mistake. That's cost him 1.6 seconds.
Oh, he's in?
Possibly. He's in. That's wing damage, clearly.
Yeah, massive front left end play damage. And that's a shame for him. He's going to come out around P10 as well.
So,
well, that's really helped Michael. This could be podium on debut.
Definitely.
Unless Tompa and JLI can pull away from him.
I think. Yeah. Michael definitely will get JLI, but I think it's going to be Dom first to Cloud spun, or Cloud.
A very race to forget for Cloud, I think.
Yeah, since that incident with the safety car, obviously it's ruined Ellis's race, and ruined his race as well.
King Wolves on Rowan. Gets the move done.
Rowan gets a penalty. Rowan's going to look to the inside. Sends it. King Wolves actually got wing damage on his right front end plate, sorry. Still side by side for the second sector. Nobody yielding. Rowan takes the inside and the position.
We're battling between the two. Despite King Wolves' wing damage, I'm surprised he was able to battle for as long as he did there. Tompa with 9 seconds worth of penalties now.
Yeah, I think that, unless Michael gets more, that definitely rules him out of contention for the podium now. And they even brings Magusi into the mix.
If Magusi's 5 seconds isn't deserving, yeah.
It could be off P3.
Yeah.
If he can close that little bit more in on Michael.
I want to say, if Michael does get a podium, it would be the first time since me at Spain, right? Am I wrong with that?
Well, for a Racing Point podium?
Yeah.
No, you're wrong. Jimmy Jones got a podium not too long ago. I can't remember where though.
No.
Rowan and King Wolves trading places again.
Yeah, you got it, Monica.
I thought so.
Oh, Michael's just got another penalty.
Well, Magoozy.
I don't think Tomba's got enough left, especially with 1.5 laps to go, especially to pull the 3 seconds. Is it 3 seconds that he needs?
Yeah.
Yeah, but if Magoozy's penalty gets removed now, that's definitely put him in. That's put him to P3 without the 5 seconds. So he'll need to just keep it clean on this last lap.
Critical Blind just came out fighting in between his front balls. Basically, the dispatch both them to the second 3. Yes.
Divided into P8.
I wonder with those new tyres if he's going to go for the fastest lap on the last lap as well, if he doesn't already have it. Yeah, it's to get tossed with a 35 second lap tyre apparently, so we'll have to work out who actually gets
It's
it.
tough.
At the moment, it's actually Dom. No, I lie, it is Divide. Fastest lap. 34.2.
Jay Lie closed the gap by 6/10 on the last lap, but
Yeah.
as long
I think
as
Slots are definitely going, oh, my new gap from Michael to Mr. Magoozy. It's increased quite a lot on this last lap, so that's hindering his chances to nick P3. Hopefully he can keep that gap as low as possible. But support in the Twitch chat confirms, I think we can say before the race is done, as he's going to win. Driver of the day does go to Dom. As he comes around the last few corners now. Started all the way at the back of the grid, and his second race in FTR, he comes across to win the Russian Grand Prix.
yeah,
Well
great
done to
race
Dom.
from him there.
JLI second.
Is Magoozy going to get Tompa?
No.
He doesn't get it. He lost 2 seconds in that last half a lap.
Damage possibly.
I wonder what happened there. But even if we remove that 5 seconds, that means he would get P3 because there's only 4.2 behind Michael. But we'll see. Freaky Grim last lap overtake on. Oh no, Tom and Divide to the line. Divide's been shoved into the wall here, and he's lost the 2 positions. Oh, they've already crossed it. They've crossed the line, so it's not too bad. But he got shoved into the wall at the end there by Tom. King Wolves are scarring. Rome, 9th, 10th, 11th respectively. It's going to be Cloud and Moggs left to finish. Moggs still a half lap to complete.
Yeah, really
But Cloud
unlucky
another
for Moggs
race.
with that disconnect.
Yeah, really another unlucky race. History with Cloud. Another street circuit next week. He'll be hoping to improve. And like you just said, Chris, Moggs with that really unfortunate disconnect. He was looking for, I think it was a top 6 finish, wasn't it? So.
Want me to invite more?
P6 has turned to a P13 finish.
By the way, just to point out, Freaky Grim P6 with a 4 stop. That's ridiculous. Medium, medium hard, medium soft. But Dom, absolutely amazing race, and same with Critical Blind.
Okay.
I think
the game
for
getting
the-
the driver of the day correct for a change.
As Magoozy is straight descent in his penalty, labelling it a stupid penalty, I'll just quickly check it to see actually what it was.
Also, not inviting him to the podium interview instead of Michael. Oh, I didn't just invite them both.
So Ellis gets ahead of him under the safety car, and it says it was a legal overtake for Magoozy when he goes back into it, even though it was Ellis's fault. So I think that's definitely going to be a 5 second that gets removed.
Invite Magoozy's in.
Yeah, so I'd him as well, because provisionally, although he's P5, I think it is going to be a P3 for him.
Did you invite Magusi to the podium?
Yeah, Dom wasn't the plan, not sure why he left.
Right, well, the race winners decided to leave.
Well, I think we can go from
Can't
provisional
we can
third
get the results.
upwards then. But yeah, Magusi, you finished P5 on track, but I just had a look at your clip, and I think Ellis passing you in the game, thinking you've overtaken him, is definitely a penalty we'll remove. And
Yeah.
as you were, I think it was 4.2 behind Michael at the line for P3, I think. After we apply or remove all the unnecessary penalties, I think P3 is yours.
Yeah, happy with that. I was a bit sort of like, oh god, penalty town, but I mean it's a Stonewall sort of Codemasters glitch. Apart from that, just kept it really clean. I think this late safety car really helped as well, so went on the soft and managed to get a few overtakes done, and yeah, really enjoyed it. Penalty free being the way to go, I think.
Yeah, I mentioned that just after that second safety car, that although you were in the middle of nowhere, you'd kept a position from where you started, you'd kept it clean, you hadn't got any penalties of your own wrongdoing, and that's paid off on the podium, so you can be, well, obviously you are really happy with that, so going on to another street track, you're going to be full of confidence, hopefully.
Yeah, buzzing. I seem to like these street tracks. Monaco, here, I think. I don't know which one's next, but same sort of thing.
Vietnam
really,
next.
Yeah, so hopefully it's just a case of keeping out of trouble and just watching all the mayhem unfold ahead and being on the right tyres at the right time, really.
Yeah, I think that's all that matters if you want a good result. But anyway, P3, really good result.
Yeah,
Move on to
cheers, mate.
second. JLI, you can't remember off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure you got pole, didn't you? Or was that Tompa?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was you that got pole. I think you were quite lucky because Ellis actually had a fast lap time, but as he came to the line, he went a bit too wide and validated. So, but nonetheless, you still got the pole, and it looked like you had a pretty intense battle between yourself and your teammate there. It didn't look exceptionally clean at some points, but I think that was just a few mistakes here and there. But
Yeah. Well. Oh god, hang on, that echo. Sorry. In quali it was quite interesting because obviously I saw that he set the fastest time. I came in the corner.
Sorry,
And,
JLI, we've got an echo
I've
on
removed
the
him.
mics. Thank you.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, I mean, quali, I honestly thought I've had one of my laps blocked by Freaky Grim, and I think it was about to be for a 130.7-ish in quali, but overall, yeah, quite happy.
yeah, and I think you can agree that Dom and Divided got rather lucky with their mediums to soft strategy with the safety car, and I think without that you probably would have been on for the win. But second place with a great defence from your teammate and Michael at the end, you'd still be happy with that.
Yeah, well, at least now I think in the past couple of races I've shown what my real pace is really like without being crashed into or anything like that. So, yeah, I'm quite happy. I mean, obviously Dom and Divide obviously had a way better strategy pitting the softs and the safety car, so I mean, well done to them. Dom starting like 15th on the grid, well done. I mean, that's incredible.
Is Dom still in the party or has he left again?
He is in.
No, sorry guys. Is it conflict?
Yeah, kind of. Podium interview.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, it's a bit. Your mic, you're echoing everywhere. All I will say, to keep it short, as I can't hear myself ask the question, is well done on the win from the back.
Thank you.
Right, I think we'll end it there due to the audio issues. We'll be back for tier 2 in about half an hour's time. We'll see you soon.
Yep.